Hey, welcome back to the Gemini channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Gemini. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know if you're new to my channel, I like to go in deep. So I do look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play as karmic themes, along with everything else. Now, it's also important to know that anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, or to find out where my other channels are, you can find all important information like that in my description box. Now, the word of the video will also be in the description box. Now, the word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out, and it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Now, you need to know what that word is if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me. You'll also have to like the video and subscribe to the channel. You'll know if I chose you, if I wrote the word winner underneath. If I did, you'll just reach out to me through my email, which again, you'll find in the description box. We'll figure out the best day and time that works for both of us. And I'll send you a link right to your inbox the day before your reading. So you never have to worry, I can't find the link. How do I get on? I've never done this before. I've heard it all. A lot of times people panic, especially on this channel where there's spiritual blocks, right? This what we focus on. Blocks are when you are stuck in a perception about yourself or a situation, and that block keeps you in a place of disempowerment, keeps you in a place of fear. So people have blocks within their finances, they have them within their relationships. A person can have them all across the board in every area of their life. So spiritual blocks are made to really, we form them due to the environments that we live in, the situations that we live in, and the situations that we go through. But they're spiritual, and they're spiritual lessons per se, and those lessons teach us karmic lessons. So we tend to associate karma with bad, where karma just means learn. But like I said, due to going through experiences that are painful, we tend to say that that karma is bad. So when we're talking about shadows, we're talking about karmic relationships. And those karmic relationships teach us something about ourselves. And so when you are able to integrate the spiritual lesson, you're able to transmute that negative energy, and that breaks the karmic connection. Otherwise, we tend to bring in the baggage from the previous relationship that created the trauma into, the past relationship into the previous relationship, the pain and the suffering from the spiritual block. Right now, the word of the video is anger, That's, again, what's influencing your reading. And I feel like you're connected to someone that knows that you're pissed off. Like they have a very strong spiritual connection to you. They didn't give you time. They didn't give you effort. They acted like they didn't care. I feel like this person is also angry because they played it all wrong. Every chance they had to fix this connection, they didn't. And they're mad at themselves because they put their time into someone else, and that other person stabbed them in the back. So this person knows that they can't really fix what they did, because they know that they didn't pursue things with you because they decided to pursue things with someone else. And so I feel like this person has been creating a facade like they're happy. They're creating illusions, making it look like they're happy, like they made the right choice, but they're not happy. They're angry because they didn't get what they bargained for. They thought that they were going to leave you behind and that they were going to go on to have this glorious life. And that's not what happened. I feel like they're connected to a karmic that sold them a pipe dream. And this person sold you out for money, pretty much. This person that they're connected to was like, well, listen, if you leave, there goes your legacy. There goes what you're going to pass on to your children. We have the opportunity to invest our money together and create something even bigger. So this person had stars in their eyes. I feel like they've been being connected to this karmic for a long time. And this karmic knows that they don't want to be with them. They know, but they don't care. They want your person to stay connected to them for the money. There's a lot of money there, and your person is seen as money hungry by the karmic because they don't love the karmic. They don't give the person anything. So the karmic just sees them work, 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 work. And they are able to capitalize. I feel like they might have kids together. There's something that binds this person to the karmic. So they're angry because, like I said, the karmic pretty much trapped them. They took a chance, and that was not the right chance to take. They took a gamble. So when you were with this person, it's like they wanted you consumed with them, but meanwhile they emotionally didn't give you anything. I feel like this person creates a lot of drama. They want you to be consumed with them, but they don't emotionally give you anything. They just create a lot of drama. They create intense and overwhelming experiences by possibly bringing in third parties, because I said that they're not with that karmic person. That karmic person is in that person's life. Possibly they were married at one time, they have kids together. That karmic does not have any intention of going anywhere. That's what your person knows. I feel like at one time they had the opportunity to go their own way, but they were tricked, and that's why they're angry. And so this person has no emotional space to give to anyone because they're not happy. They feel as if they're trapped. So they are consumed with anger from being controlled by a karmic. And so they're always going around deceiving people because they don't get love from that karmic. They don't want love from that karmic. They want it from other people. So they tend to live more from their passion. Here for a good time, not a long time. And so in order to get what they want, they lie, they manipulate. And just as long as their needs are taken care of, they can live with that karmic just fine. And so again, but really they're dutiful to that karmic. It's almost like it's a real trauma bond. They don't love this person, but they feel obligated to this person. So they're very dutiful and give the loyalty to the karmic, even though they don't love the karmic. And truth of the matter is that I feel being connected to this person makes you feel very weary. It's because they don't give you anything. They just are takers. They're too busy giving to the karmic. They're not getting anything back for that. That karmic is demanding and is also always gaslighting, always doing things to manipulate this person. But it's not even like I feel like they have to work even that hard to do it at this point. They've been manipulating for so long, it's almost like your person's brainwashed. They just don't get anything from it emotionally. They're doing it out of obligation. So then they go out and they look to get themselves fulfilled. And that leaves you very drained because you're like, you're not giving me anything. And I don't really see it ever working out, even though at the time you told me that your relationship was over. I feel like this person did, when you met them, they said that they were on their way out. The connection was done. They're not with this person in a romantic way. So they're able to talk to you on their phone. They're able to talk to you and give you a time and attention. You never felt like there was someone there. And the reason why is because emotionally, there is no one there. Emotionally, that this person wants to get their needs met that way from you. However, it's not, you're not getting anything back because they're dutiful to that karmic. And it makes them be inconsistent to you. And the karmic purposely does that every time they feel like there's someone there that's getting a little too serious, they put more demands on your person. So your person's angry because they don't own their own life. It's like they're puppeted. And here you are, I feel like you have your own life. So even though you're not doing anything wrong to them, I feel like they project. They project a lot of their anger. And then because when you call them out on their stuff, like, hey, wait a minute, like, why can't you make up your own mind? Why do you need to check in with this person? Or why do you think that that's normal that you give to this person? And they're like, well, I'm not giving, I'm not with that person. But you're like, you might as well should be, because all your time, all your energy is going to that person. No one would want to be with you. And that's what the karmic knows. So they get defensive because they know that you're right. They know that you're right, but they feel like they can't do anything about it. And they had expectations that, again, that you love them so much that you were going to go along with it, that you would just overlook that, even though you're like, no, I had expectations that you were going to treat me the way that I treated you, not be manipulated into like being in some weird three-way relationship, like into a relationship that you're not in a relationship with this person, only you're giving all your resources to this person. The loyalty is to this person. You forget about me. The karmic knows exactly what they're doing. Like, oh no, I don't care. You can go out and date. Yeah, they don't care if they screw someone else. They don't care emotionally. That's easier work. They don't want to be with this person emotionally. That connection is toxic because your person has not wanted to be with them in so long that the karmic gave up on that part. But they're going to get paid. They're going to get paid. The resources and everything like that is going to go towards them. And that's what they've convinced your person. And so when you're calling them out on it, it's like, of course, they're going to be manipulate. They're going to get triggered. They're going to be very defensive. And of course, they're going to enter into a relationship being very manipulative and gaslighting and not showing you everything within, because they know that it's not, no one would want this. Yeah. And so, and the thing is, it's like, it makes you not be present in the relationship, because if you're thinking that they're continuously giving to someone else your safety, you don't feel safe. So it's like you're distracted from being in the relationship, and really you're like, when we're together, sometimes I feel you're distracted because that karmic has demands on you. So you're not even able to really be with me in the little amount of time that you give me, where, like I said, this person expected you to go along with it. So they were being very selfish. So let's go deeper and just see, what do they really want now? I mean, they botched this relationship. I mean, they wanted to have their cake and eat it too. That's what it looks like. I can't get rid of the car, and I'm gonna do what's easiest for me, and I don't really care what happened with you, like, and whether or not you'll just deal with it. Almost, you just deal with it because I need to be in this situation. We project our patterns onto each other, and they make it difficult to see what is real and what is fear-based thinking. And that's what I said. I said your person projects a lot, and it's because someone owns their life. So they're angry, and instead of them really healing what's wrong, and that would be by disconnecting from the karmic and being really by themselves for a while, anything that you do is going to project them. You have your freedom. They don't have their freedom. So it's almost like they feel someone else has the power over them. They almost would want to have the power over you so that they could feel like balanced. And so they're not looking at what they're not looking at you at like you're a person, like feelings. They're, again, want to look at you for what they can utilize you for, and that is that you give to them emotionally. You give to them your resources. You do what you need to do to please them. They want to be serviced. They don't want to service. So again, you're only as good as what they can utilize you for. And that's what you felt. And that's because of that karmic. So when you call them out on it, they get defensive and they project because they know that how they're living is not
Laura Schwalm
right.
Zoom meeting today at 7 p.m. Link to Zoom.
This situation is being caused by the both of us. So this person feels as if, you know, you're both causing it, but it's not. It's that this person isn't giving you anything. And so, yeah, it is being caused by it. It's that you have boundaries. You have boundaries. They feel, again, because there's a connection that you should just give in to them. They have a very unrealistic and unfair expectation of what you should be doing for them. And possibly because they tend to date people that only do that for them. The karmic did that for them, but then now the karmic owns their life. So you're not going to do as much for the karmic as the karmic did because they're not giving you anything. They haven't given you. You can't have your place while that person's there. They have a very unrealistic expectation, like, well, since we have this connection, it shouldn't matter that this person is here because I am not attracted to them. I do not want to be in a relationship with them. No, but your resources are going there. You're there. They again, they want to shade it. My ego is fragile to criticism and rejection. I've created walls to protect myself. So again, this person's not even willing to look at it. It's like my way or the highway. And because what you're saying is, no, I'm not going to be with you, regardless of the connection that we have, because that person is still in your life. And you need to do what you need to do in order to leave it. The planets are activating us to heal and bring us closer together, surrender to the changes. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that this person feels still the connection. And the reason why is because it's a divine connection. They're living very out of balance and they're not happy. They've learned to compartmentalize. The thing is, they wanted to do that with you, and this is a real connection, and you won't do it. So now they're perplexed. They just don't understand. So they keep trying to put the square peg in the circle hole, and you're like, no, you walked away. Well, this person's still feeling it. I always felt I had a higher calling in life, and our connection brings us more clarity on it. So for some, they feel that, you know, you and them are supposed to work on something together, do something together, and that would help them break away from the karmic. That's for some. I need to move slowly with this, but trust that I am moving even when it seems that I'm not. I feel like your person like thinks and overthinks and thinks and overthinks because they have a connection. But like I said, I don't like the fact that they're not healed. I watch you on social media, and the internet is my way of staying close to you and finding out more about you. So I feel like they're strategizing to figure out how to come back to you, getting information. Our inner guides is clear, but our ego is resisting it. Yeah, like this person is still like their ego is resisting it. It's like they're figuring things out, they're working things out, but they're not on their way back. I mean, if they're way back, maybe for the first time in their life, they're surrendering their ego and actually looking at their behavior and looking and seeing how they actually treated you, how they're treating you, what they're expecting, how they're expecting you to live. So, but they're still working through it. So I don't see them moving anywhere near you in the near future. Again, yeah, neither one of us is being honest right now. So it's again, this person's acting like they don't really want to be with you because you're not surrendering to them. You acting like you don't really care. They know you have feelings for them. Again, they don't understand why you're just not giving in. You're not going to give in. It's like, regardless, they're confused. They're confused. They think, again, being with them, you should give up yourself, that you should just settle and pretend that that person's not there. I need you to trust me and believe I am working towards a union with you. So again, this person knows that they're eventually going to leave that karmic, but they don't know when and they don't know how. And they know this because I feel like they can't stop thinking about you. But that's only because you're not going anywhere near them. And that's the truth. You've disconnected from them. So I feel like, again, they're thinking about their life. They're thinking about, do I want to stay with this karmic? Again, I feel like there really is love between you and this person. That's what they feel. And they're seeing that you're not going to give in no matter what. So yeah, what it is, it's like they're taking care of themselves, because I feel like they're starting to get sick from being with that karmic. It's like it bothers them. They feel like they're always overthinking, that karmic is very demanding because they're not happy. They're not happy at all. They would rather prefer to be in a relationship with love too, where they're getting the whole thing. They don't want to just get money. They've given a lot, they've invested a lot in this connection, and they're not letting go of this connection. So it would just be easier for this person to start loving them. However, your person is never going to love them. You can't make them love. And the thing is, what they're realizing is they're not taking care of themselves. They're starting to get sick. It's again, they're realizing that the root cause of their sickness is the fact that they're living like without love, that they're living with someone that is just kind of using them, saying, I don't really care what you love me for. It's like, I'm going to be here and I'm going to utilize all your resources. And you'll never be with anyone. So you're not going to be with me, then you are not going to be with anyone. You're not going to have love at all. I'm going to make sure that you're not going to be with anyone, because if you're going to be with them, you're eventually going to hurt them, because I'm not going to allow the relationship to grow. And this is what's making your person sick. Where again, I feel like now, yeah, they're for a while they were lost in there and drinking a lot. They were losing it and drinking a lot, escaping, not knowing what to do. Right. So, but they want to break free. It's like the alcohol is not purifying things, right? The alcohol is not purifying things. It's again where they just want to break free from that karmic. It's like they can't drown themselves anymore. And that's why they're like, I can't control this. Where they're getting a lot of spiritual insights. They're getting motivated by this connection. They feel like this is a divine connection. They feel like it's holy. So they're making judgments to, like I said, to leave. They are. You see? They really feel like it's time to leave. So some of you will be with this person, some of you won't be with this person, but what's most important is, why did you attract this person into your life? Let's see, first and foremost, I'm just gonna pick, I don't react when people mention you. I feel like you're not like giving it any, until this person comes to you, you're not going to like say whether you're gonna be with them one way or the other. Feel like that's number one. It's like this, it's gonna depend on how this person approaches you, is what I feel like right now. It's like sometimes they think about you, sometimes you think about them a lot rather, and sometimes uh you don't, because again, this was a connection that should have worked out. So I feel like, again, it's going to depend on how this person approaches you. I feel like you don't know until that moment, because it's not showing up in the cards. It shows again that this person knows that they crossed the line with you, and that they hid behind everything. They hid behind material things, they hid behind you know, a facade because they're really connected to like a karmic. And for a while they resisted it. I think that they didn't think that that things could be different. But what they're realizing is that that karmic shouldn't have that much control over their own life, that they're in charge of their own life. So you attracted this person into your life because, again, these are the inner child wound cards. So we see love, we see isolation, see overwhelmed, and we see misunderstood and naive. So I feel like you grew up in an environment that you didn't feel really loved and supported. So the inner child, what you need to integrate was love. So this person, obviously, they couldn't really give you love, not unconditional love. They gave you love that had expectations as well as restrictions because of where they were. So you integrated that by not being with them because you realized that you would just be in a place of isolation. I feel like when you grew up, you didn't have the support and you always had to deal with things when you were overwhelmed and the environment was overwhelming. So that's a double, the environment's overwhelming, so you don't feel safe, and then you have to figure things out on your own, and that's overwhelming. So it's very overstimulating. So in order for you to really process as a kid, when you don't have support, you go into isolation. And thing is that people tend to think that you're naive, like you didn't know, but I feel like that's really a gift. That you always look at people through a pure heart, even though you've always been misunderstood. You've been misunderstood because I feel like you're a highly sensitive person. You need that emotional support. You need to feel safe. You didn't get the love. So obviously you want that, that's a priority for you. This person obviously brought up all those wounds from childhood of not feeling loved, of not feeling secure. And when you don't feel secure, when you're a child, it's overwhelming. Like I said, to be in a relationship where someone is connecting to somebody else, it's overwhelming. Growing up, you felt like, again, there was no support. This person can't give you support. Growing up, you felt like there was expectations on you in order to be loved. This person is putting expectations on you, expecting you to live unfairly in order to make them self comfortable. And I feel like that was this kind of like reliving the same dynamic of what you grew up in, which was again very overwhelmed, and where people used to see you as very naive. You're not naive, you're sensitive, you're highly sensitive. So you care more, you do more, you empathize more, but people use that as weakness, and it was very misunderstood. They saw it as weakness, and then you saw it as a weakness, and that's what was understood because really it's a strength. So you said, I don't want to be in a relationship where I have to isolate. It's like, if I'm in a relationship with someone, I want you to emotionally show up for me, mentally show up for me. I grew up this way and I had no choice into the family that I grew up in, but I definitely have choice in where I'm going to put my time. And it's not going to be in where someone is constantly making me feel misunderstood because they don't want to emotionally show up for me because they're somewhere else. But they're going to turn it around and act like I'm asking for too much when I'm not. You're with somebody else. So Spirit says we leave this reading off with this information, and the information is to have positive thinking, which is hard to do when we, again, have been in a relationship with someone that wants to treat us unfairly. But what Spirit says is positive thinking. My life is full of small patches of light, meaning life isn't all happiness and we don't have control over everything that happens in our life. So Spirit says, direct your thoughts to that which brings you wellness, and place what is weighty in God's hands, in the universe's hands, and little by little, the light awakens in your being and you will find serenity. So again, this was a karmic test, and it's again, you passed the test. Now let go of what they did. Don't hold on to the anger of what they should have did, what they could have did, why they acted, how come they thought that it was okay to be in a relationship with someone else and be in a relationship with you. This person's just not on your vibration. And Spirit says, you learned the spiritual test because you said no. You said, I don't want to grow up feeling the same way, that I don't want to be in a relationship the same way that I was, treated when I was a kid growing up. I don't, I want to feel loved. I want to feel connected. And, you walked away. Now it's about believing that you can have it. And that might mean to ground yourself and be join things that are going to help you connect on a deeper level with other people. That might mean volunteer, because a lot of times when you go through a relationship like this, where here it is, you have a connection and this person knows that they have a connection. However, they're busy giving to somebody else the whole time, waiting for you to come and give to them. Well, like I said, that can hurt. It can make it feel empty. So what Spirit always says is, if you want to feel better and raise your vibration, volunteer. Join things to help connect you to the heart, because people are going to treat you better. They're going to emotionally feed you. This person did not do that. And you need to do that anyway to integrate the spiritual lesson, which is why you attracted this person to begin with. You have to give yourself the love. I'm going to leave that there, Gemini. You let me know how you resonated. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.